This is Be a Beast on Nelson Radio. You chose to be here. This is not by accident that you're here now and in this program. You want to take your performance to the highest level. You want to dominate. You physically work hard. Now that's important. Mentally, we're going to prepare you to have the kind of success that's available to you. Not just for some, but for you to live it fully. You can do it too. Enjoy this journey. This program is your secret weapon. Be a Beast on Nelson Radio.
And this is about performance with Be a Beast. I'm Nelson, and with Dave Austin, Dave, the mental performance coach extraordinaire, myself, Nelson, a 29-year business leader and professional coach. You can reach us direct, 888-888-2136, or simply text the word BEAST to 313131. Dave, we're coaching performance every week. We're talking about from the locker room to the boardroom. Performance is key. This isn't just limited to our athletic prowess. This is in all aspects of our life.
Everything we do. You know, we use athletes. You know, I've had the gift of working with so many great athletes and teams over the years, and it's like just my laboratory. We're out there learning. We have a scoreboard, you know, in business and in life. You know, when you learn to apply yourself mentally, that's what this whole Be a Beast program is. Last week we introduced, you know, the first of 4 key steps, and now we're setting your course. We're now going to go dive deeper. And today, I love this because it's using your belief system to shape your reality.
And let me ask you about that, because people will sometimes discharge that kind of coaching into the raw. Get me animated, get me caffeinated, get me spastic, but it doesn't have form and structure. That's not what Be a Beast training is all about.
No, if you don't have some kind of triggers to keep you locked in, because once you get out on the field, you may have all these great intentions, but all of a sudden chaos hits you. And if you don't have a system in place to key back right in that moment to bring you back to this moment to be your best, you're going to struggle.
So you've talked about the conscious mind is our gateway to your subconscious mind. That can be framed out as glittering generalities. What's that mean to somebody that simply wants to perform better?
Well, your subconscious mind is going to do whatever it's most comfortable with. Your conscious mind say, hey, I want to perform better. But if your subconscious mind is not used to you being better, it's not going to allow you to do it. So we got to dive deeper into it so that we connect the conscious with the subconscious. Does that make sense?
It does make sense. And it's something that we're going to touch on in this program related to this is change. And change is scary and icky for most, right? There's this hesitance. I don't want to change. Even if I know it doesn't produce well, I'm used to how it produces. I'm a C guy, don't really want to be a C+. Change is something that is absolute. We need change, correct?
Well, you know, yeah, change is scary, but scary is good. You know, because it allows you to step a little, if you allow yourself to step a little bit further. And then what happens when you put your course and allow yourself to change, it puts you on a whole new dimension. Let's say you make a little change. Well, 6 months from now, you'll have a wide open big change. And your whole belief system changes to support you in achieving those goals and dreams that have just been in your mind. This is the process to get there. But you come from your dream rather than trying to get to it.
There's 12 steps in this process. Part of the Be a Beast training process, 12 steps. You can access this directly by calling us, 888-888-2136. Click through to extremefocus.com to learn more, sign up for the training programs, or simply, how about this for easy, text the word BEAST to 313131, and you can get engaged.
Well, I love it because we all have that beast in us that was just waiting to come out, and allow yourself to really rely on the genius that's already in there. You know, so all this process does is just help you open up to be who you already are.
So I want to share this story in the most trivial of ways. In the athletic field of AYSO, I'm coaching a group of 8-year-olds. We're looking on the field and we're going, gosh, we just look outnumbered. And so sure enough, one of our players has wandered off and is kicking dust clouds in the baseball field next door and just looking at him. You know, he's chasing butterflies. Okay, now in the serious element of focus, it's easy enough for the professional athlete, for the professional business person to lose focus in the moment. The Be a Beast, talking about these triggers, these names that we use with the animals, to snap us back into focus.
Well, that's what it is. It's about, you already talked about change. Well, shift in the moment. These animals give you a trigger, and there's a story behind each one. So when you trigger, and just that one name, it triggers all kinds of things for you. So boom, you snap right back into on purpose, on focus.
So give us a quick tease. I know we're going to be speaking with one of the NFL superstars coming up in our second segment, but our animal for this week is the armadillo. Quick snapshot.
Well, we're going to bring Roger Anthony back out of the bush. We always bring him out. He is a most incredible guy out of Australia that's developed the #1 retention program. So when we talk about that key word, that key animal, we're going to learn today about how that is the armadillo. He's going to give us an example how that leads to mind mastery. Because that's what it's about. Most of us might say, well, I've got a financial problem, or the economy is this. That's not a financial problem. That's a mental problem, because when you set your course with your thoughts and everything becomes an opportunity. It doesn't matter what the economy is. You shape your own economy rather than being dictated by what's going on around you.
And I think in that same vein is how so many people create these self-governors. And this is something that I was coaching with our UC Irvine men's tennis team, the heralded anteaters of 2013, 2014. But we're talking about those self-imposed governors, those limiters that we impose that have nothing to do with our skill sets, our physical abilities. But it's like, oh, no, that guy's really good, so there's no way. Or that guy is the reigning NC2A men's tennis champion. I'm going to just try and represent well, not go out there and beat them. But that's the limiter.
We do that all the time. Roger, let's ask him when he have him on. He has a saying about that we're our own, we lock our own cells. We hold the key while standing guard over it so we aren't released out. This will be a key to unlocking your own gate.
And in locking that own gate, we want you to be a part of this. We have our Be a Beast 12-step process, the Be a Beast training. You can resource that direct. Give us a call, 888-888-2136. That's 888-888-2136, or simply text the word BEAST to 313131, or an easier gateway yet, click through to extremefocus.com. You'll see our Be a Beast promotion with Nelson Radio. This is how you systematically improve your mental performance so that you can realize those physical skills.
Yeah, and I'm excited because we got a real beast coming up on the show coming up next. Lorenzo Neal, 4-time All-Pro fullback, only fullback to be selected in the All-Decade team.
We'll be right back. Be a Beast on Nelson Radio spends a lot of time vetting out true professionals. Insurance Inc. is one of our best. Cutting premiums up to 40%. Insurance Inc. We want you to contact them direct, 888-888-2136. That's 888-888-2136, or go to insuranceinc.com.
What can $50 do? With a donation of $50, you can impact the life of a child today in Bulgaria, the poorest nation in the European Union, with one of the highest percentages of human trafficking in Europe. Click and donate today to satesi.org, and your giving heart will make a huge difference in the life of a young Bulgarian boy or girl. That's CEITCI.org. Impact the world and care for Bulgarian children at risk with so little. Donate today at satesi.org. That's CEITCI.org.
Do you ever want a secret weapon? Be a Beast training video is your weapon. From the locker room to the boardroom, success is not by accident. Performance is not by chance. You want to get your mind right? Perform at the highest level? Dominate your marketplace? Be a Beast training video is the answer. Mentally, we're going to prepare you to have the kind of success that's available for you to live it fully. You can do it too. The Be a Beast training video is your secret weapon. 888-888-2136. Let me say that again. 888-888-2136, or text BEAST to 313131. This is our Be a Beast series on Nelson Radio with Dave Austin. My 29-year business, leadership, and professional coaching, along with Dave Austin's mental performance coaching. That was the young artist Brianna Noel A little Christmas music, Dave, as we head into the holidays here.
I love it.
So we've got a great guest. And Lorenzo Neal, noted as pound for pound, the preeminent fullback in the National Football League.
When we're going to have a guest on Be a Beast, I mean, he's the guy we got to have on because Lorenzo not only, was an all-pro fullback, but, he started his career as a running back. And he was an outstanding running back and then got injured and then had to shift and became, in the all-decade team, there's only one fullback on it, and that's Lorenzo Neal. And we're going to learn how he was able to shift his whole mentality into saying, he's the star guy, tailback, but now he's going to be the support role, and became a superstar being that support role. So really excited to have you on, Lorenzo.
Hey, Dave, thanks for that great introduction, man.
Nelson, you haven't really had a chance to talk too much to Lorenzo before, and I know you're dying to ask him a question.
I am dying to ask you a couple of questions, and pound for pound, I think I was the preeminent eater as we went through Thanksgiving, so pound for pound, the preeminent fullback. You've been with a number of franchises. Obviously, you had a great stint with the San Diego Chargers, went on to Baltimore, ended your career, I believe, at the Oakland Raiders, but we were talking in our opening segment, Lorenzo, about managing change and how so many people push that off as something that's uncomfortable. You faced that throughout your career. I wanted you to comment on that a little bit.
Yeah, I think that when you change is something that, you got to welcome. And I think that when I don't know if you guys ever read the book, Who Moved My Cheese? You got to continue to move and keep evolving as people, as men, as leaders. And even as when you're in the entertainment world, in sports, went from a predominantly two-back offense when I came in the league with, in the Saints, and now the time's going less fullback. So you had to be that guy who really had to be an anchor and had to show your value. So it was me with change. I saw it coming, so I said I have to work that much harder. So I was fortunate enough to play with some great backs who made my job a lot easier. And that's what change is. Change is always good. It's just how you deal with it. That's what life's about. Life continues to change, and life continues to evolve. You have to be able to adjust and go with it because it won't wait on you. It's going to continue to go.
It's something that comes up from the outside looking in, people that don't understand professional athletes perhaps or understand their careers. Some would look at, you traveling through 6-7 different franchises and kind of misdirect you into that, he's a journeyman player. And yet you are known as a 4-time Pro Bowl fullback, a phenom. How do you balance those two?
Yeah, I think that's a great statement, kind of how, as a journeyman player, is this guy who never really stayed in a long place, played in San Diego 5 years, is New Orleans Saints for 4 years, and you say, guy played 16, 17 years. How does that happen when you're such a prolific at what you do? I think now with the free agency and the way that things go and how it is and how it continues to evolve, I think that you have to be, when you're in a position that the value's not there, and you're pretty much an assassin for hire, and teams use you just for what you can bring to the table. And you have to understand that, and you have to be able to take yourself out of it. And that's how you, as a parent and as a father, as a leader, it can't be about you. You got to understand that you have to be a provider. You have to understand that this is your job. You have to understand that it's a business. You have to understand that if you treat it as a business and not as a hobby. See, I play tennis as a hobby, and I'm not that darn good, and I get mad if they keep too many faults, and I'm like, darn it. But you know what? Go ask you, and go ask Dave, and ask yourself, did you play it as a hobby? You say, no, it was your business. When you were trying to go pro and you became professional, it was your business. And that's how a lot of guys, they treat the National Football League or the sports that they're in and the jobs that they're in. You treat it as a hobby, and usually get you hobby results. If you want to be great at something, you got to treat it as a business. If you're going to be in sports, you better treat it as a business. That means you better be in the locker room. You better be working out. You better be watching film, watching your opponent, watching how he holds the ball. What's his release when he's dropping the ball in his tennis? What is he trying to do? His points. That's how you become great. That's how you become a great player and learn your craft.
And a student of your profession.
Yeah, you know what, Lorenzo, I love what you had to say because, one of the things you gave all the credit to those backs, those great backs. I mean, you did play for great backs, but you're the only fullback that led 11 straight years backs to over 1,000 yards. Do you think you might have had a part in them having their success? My viewpoint is Amen. Yes, brother, you did. Because of the student you were, because of your commitment. And that's what the show is all about, is that, you chose football, and that was it. Nelson and I both, played tennis as a profession. But, in business, we have to make a choice every day. And I think you said it so beautifully. You study it. You be the best. You don't take it on as a hobby. You take it on as your job. And in that kind of extreme focus, that's when your beast comes out of you.
No question, guys. I mean, you and Nelson understand, the dynamics of being a team player, what role, when the guy needs to lay off, when the guy needs to come in. Even on the show, you start to develop chemistry. In football, anything you do in life, you got to have chemistry with your partner, whether it's your wife, whether it's your business partner. That's how you become successful. When it becomes about you, that's usually pride before the fall. You got to be able to trust people if you want to be successful in a lot of things that you do in life. You look at Tom Brady and the Peyton Manning. Tom Brady this year losing all the guys that he lost and still able to keep that team playing at a high level. Why? Because his commitment to excellence, him challenging other athletes and guys around him that he wants more and he expects more. He demands more. And that's what leadership does. Leadership isn't given. It's earned.
Thanks for being with us. This is Be a Beast on Nelson Radio with Dave Austin and myself, Nelson. You can reach us direct, 888-888-2136. Be a Beast on Nelson Radio spends a lot of time vetting out true professionals. Insurance Inc. is one of our best. Cutting premiums up to 40%. Insurance Inc. We want you to contact them direct, 888-888-2136. That's 888-888-2136, or go to insuranceinc.com.
What can $50 do? With a donation of $50, you can impact the life of a child today in Bulgaria, the poorest nation in the European Union, with one of the highest percentages of human trafficking in Europe. Click and donate today to satesi.org, and your giving heart will make a huge difference in the life of a young Bulgarian boy or girl. That's CEITCI.org. Impact the world and care for Bulgarian children at risk with so little. Donate today at satesi.org. That's CEITCI.org.
Do you ever want a secret weapon? Be a Beast training video is your weapon. From the locker room to the boardroom, success is not by accident. Performance is not by chance. You want to get your mind right? Perform at the highest level? Dominate your marketplace? Be a Beast training video is the answer. Mentally, we're going to prepare you to have the kind of success that's available for you to live it fully. You can do it too. The Be a Beast training video is your secret weapon. 888-888-2136. Let me say that again. 888-888-2136 or text BEAST to 313131.
Friends with the monster, the son of my bed. When you think I'm crazy, yeah, you think I'm crazy. Well, that's not fair.
This is our Be a Beast show. We're heading into our third segment with Dave Austin, mental performance coach, and myself, Nelson, 29-year business leader and professional coach. Any questions that come up, contact us direct, 888-888-2136. That's 888-888-2136. Click through at extremefocus.com or simply text the word BEAST to 313131.
Be a beast. It's a 12-step process, and it works. And, the beauty of it is, though, it's combined with the learning anchor system that Roger Anthony has created that is got a 92% recall rate. Now, that's compared to the industry average of 14%. So let's go with Roger. He's going to introduce another animal today, the armadillo, and we're going to pull Roger out of the bush again.
Out of the bush.
So tell us about how you're going to anchor our show today.
Well, we've got the animal characters. There's two of them. That's a pair of them, the armadillos. And the armadillo basically represents the power of the mind. This particular principle changed my life forever to such a degree that when I understood how the conscious and subconscious mind works in harmony with one another, when we're aware of what we are to do, we literally change our lives by changing the way we think. It helps us be more flexible, adaptable to change, and helps us take much better control of our lives. So let's just come to an understanding as to why we use armadillos by the name of Mima and Lima. And that stands for mind mastery equals life mastery. So mastering my mind literally determines my future. I know we've heard about this before, but it is that simple that sometimes it's hard for people to believe that it could be as simple as that. And it literally changed my mind to such a degree that my whole life was moved onto another track that has led me into my ultimate mission and purpose. So this is a major principle, a major way of being able to be better at anything that we do in the sporting arena or in the arena of life. It all comes back to understanding how the mind works. So Mima and Lima, the armadillos, and the reason we chose the armadillos was simply because an armadillo can close out an attack from the outside by making sure that it rolls up in a ball and it has this incredible armor that stops the enemy from taking hold of it. And when we know how the conscious mind works in relationship to the subconscious mind, we understand that if we can control what we allow into the subconscious via the conscious mind, we're literally programming our future, But unfortunately, through society and through the way that we've been brought up in life, we literally allow so many negative emotions, either consciously or subconsciously, to enter in the conscious mind and then into the subconscious mind where our habits lie. So the big key is to be aware of what we're letting in, and don't let anything in through the conscious mind, which is the gateway to the subconscious mind, that is not conducive to our success and to having a champion future. And so armadillos, they can roll up in a ball when they're threatened from the outside, and our conscious mind can reflect anything negative. We can elect not to let a single negative thought into our subconscious mind, where if we're not careful, 2 or 3 times we allow it to happen, it becomes a habit. And it literally controls our future, either positively or negatively. So being aware through the conscious mind and only allowing in positive information, external stimuli, and making sure that when a negative thought hits, the subconscious mind become aware that that's only going to add to our negative future. So we can elect to get rid of it and bounce off that negative thought and only let in the positive. And we're literally then setting ourselves up for a successful life.
I want to ask you about this in the context. Let's say I'm in the boardroom. I'm now presenting to that board of directors, and somebody takes a sniper shot, that negative that's shot right at me. My trigger is the armadillo of having that defense mechanism to not let that in?
That's absolutely exactly right. And when you know who you really are and you have that negative shot thrown at you, it doesn't offend you. It's only when we have lost control of our SAPA level, self-awareness, positive attitude level, that we let negatives come in. So you're right, absolutely right, Nelson. You can elect not to let it in.
Yeah, because then what you're doing is always now you're deflecting your intention of what you're trying to perform at. You're now letting that negative thought kind of take control over the situation.
Absolutely correct.
So just Mima Lima. When that negative thought hits us, and we all have it, Mima Lima. Mind mastery equals life mastery. I love it.
Yep. Mind mastery equals life mastery. It's as simple as that, and it makes such a big difference. This is such a powerful principle. It's got so much detail in it. I look forward to maybe sharing on the next show a little bit more about it.
Roger, thanks for being with us. This is Be a Beast on Nelson Radio, and Dave, as we always do, we want to end our show with our give back. And I wanted to showcase once again Operation Homefront. This is a program that's a collaboration of some of our country's major institutions taking a negative out of the Great Recession and putting it into a positive. Wanted to make certain that our listeners understand what's being done here. They're taking homes that they've unfortunately had to take back through the foreclosure process and have rehabbed those homes. These aren't homes that are dogs with fleas. They're now awarding those homes under the following agreement to our wounded warriors, our returning military veterans in all branches of the service. And the agreement is this. Those families, military families, move into the property. They're responsible for the taxes, insurance, and maintenance on the property for a given period of time, 12 to 18 months. And then at the end of it, as a thank you gesture, they're awarded that property free and clear.
I just love it because you said it best. They're turning a negative into a positive. And that's what we want to do in our lives, every one of us. You know, we have those negative moments. Just look for the opportunity there to shift it into a positive.
And
Great work.
it's about channeling that. No different than Roger showcasing the armadillo, having those defenses in place so that when those shots get fired at you, you're ready to go with continuing on your positive track. And that's exactly what this show does. With Be a Beast on Nelson Radio, you've been listening to myself, Nelson, a 29-year business veteran and professional coach, Dave Austin, performance coach. You can reach us direct. 888-888-2136. Click through at extremefocus.com, or easier yet, to improve your performance from the boardroom to the locker room, you can text the word BEAST to 313131. We'll be back next week with how to improve your performance.
Offer extended. Offer not accepted. This is Nelson with Nelson Radio, and you're challenged by today's rush to real estate, all combined with a concern that by the time you find your dream home, higher rates will price you out of the market. I've got the answer. With my Mortgage Market exclusive lock and shop rate guarantee, you can freeze today's low interest rates, shop for your new home, all with a peace of mind that your rate is waiting for you at the finish line. Call or click 888-888-2136 or click through on strongcreditrewards.com.